time to brew your best beer. Brought to you by Beer Greens Supply Company, BrewTubers Online Brewers Club, Brew UK, Panhead Brewery, Tanner Ritchie, Finney's Homebrew Emporium, Brig Selv, Hackney Brewery, Hashigo Sake, Mangrove Jacks, Sprig and Fern Tavern, Yakima Valley Hops.
Hey guys, here is another beer judging. Today we've got a vanilla pod porter by South Coast Brewery. So the code is BR176NZ. There it is there. Rightio. Got an aromatic glass again. See if I can get the vanilla off it, just in case. So it's a 6.3% beer. Yeah, looks like vanilla pods were added to secondary from what I can see here. No particular style selected, so no special markings I suppose. But yeah, so we've received it. Excellent, let's crack into it. Wow, that cap was on nice and tight. That'll do. Yeah, that's a little bit of sediment, so I'll just put that back and we'll have the rest later. Just leave a bit of room to swish it around. So I'll check out appearance here. It's actually quite a light coloured porter. Yeah, more of like a brown porter or almost a red ale. Not a lot of head on it. Yeah, interesting. The appearance doesn't really resemble a porter, to be honest. It kind of just looks like a kind of almost a barley wine kind of darker ale, not necessarily black or dark brown. It's relatively light. I'll give that a 1 out of 3 there, because yeah, generally porters are quite brown in colour to black from what I've seen out there. So yeah, not quite there I suppose. But anyway, moving on. So we've got aroma out of 12. Let's see what we can pick out of it. Right. Almost getting a biscuitiness, maybe from the malt, I'm guessing. Not sure if I'm getting the vanilla off it at all. Kind of reaching for that. Kind of smells similar to a quite an aromatic lager I had once. Just malt wise. Not really feeling that one, unfortunately, because I'm not getting those kind of darker beer qualities out of the aroma, and I'm not really getting the vanilla pod. I'll hold out though, that's probably in the flavour. There's certainly no chocolatiness or anything like that that we can speak of, though there is kind of a specialty malt presence in there in the form of just a slight biscuitiness that I picked up on. Yeah, just a touch. It's fairly mellow. There's no real off aromas or anything. So that's pretty cool. It's got that going for it, and yeah, fairly palatable, I suppose. But yeah, it's just not quite there. I think it probably needs just a little bit more oomph behind it, and yeah, I guess again we'll hold out for the vanilla and the flavour. So we'll give that out of 12. We'll go 6 out of 12 on that. I mean, it's just not quite there, I think, but I can't detect any faults with it, so we'll go middle of the ground. Flavour out of 20. See if we can resurrect this one. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Kind of just getting the vanilla in there. And picking up on that kind of almost biscuity kind of maltiness. To me, it's not really drinking like a porter, but more like a sort of a darker ale with light flavours, albeit. So for me, I'm not really getting the porter side of it. The vanilla pod it's kind of there, but it's not really sticking out as much as I'd hoped it would, really. Plus, I'm not getting those darker beer sort of flavours that you would associate with a porter. There's certainly no chocolatiness as such, so I don't know. I'm going to guess maybe there is a particular dark malt in there which is kind of giving it the darker red sort of colour, but it may not quite be enough to really pull through and push up some of those flavours. But yeah, vanilla is there, and it's just giving this nice little background sort of sweet kind of almost creamy sort of flavour. Tricky to explain, I guess. Vanilla, you know. So it's a pretty mild beer. It's pretty drinkable though. I'd say that would be fairly sessionable. So what was it, 6.3%? Doesn't taste quite like a 6.3% beer. Kind of drinks more like a 5. So yeah, no, you've got that down nicely. I'm wondering if I can detect kind of a Pilsner malt in there as well. There's just something slightly Pilsnery about it in terms of its flavour, but I can't quite put my finger on it, but I'm guessing it may be a Pilsner malt. I don't know for sure, but yeah. Yeah, smooth enough, easy drinking. I think it's a good beer, but I don't know if it really would... Yeah, I don't think you should really give it the porter name. Maybe I'd just say, you know, an ale, you know, a vanilla pod ale would have been more appropriate, I guess. But yeah, it's a good beer. Yeah, and I'm not detecting any off flavours. Everything's fairly in harmony and good. Just yeah, just a mild sort of ale, I guess. Oh, computer's going to sleep. Right. So flavour-wise, no faults. Not quite really going for porter, but if I kind of judge it kind of like an ale, yeah, we're definitely getting an alright beer out of it. So we'll probably chuck that on about a 14 out of 20. It's definitely headed in the right direction as far as an ale goes. But yeah, porter, not so much. Mouthfeel out of 5. Yeah, there's a bit of body there. It doesn't cream up or anything in the mouth. The carbonation's okay, it's not too much. No astringency or any other weird sensations. It's pretty palatable and just sits nicely. So yeah, I'll give that about a 4 out of 5, I think. Overall, out of 10, probably go 6 out of 10. So it's got no technical faults that I can detect. But yeah, the flavour may be lacking in terms of porter. I would expect maybe just a little, just a little bit more vanilla, and maybe if you add some more chocolate malt or something, or even like a black malt, just to bring up the colour and add to the body a little bit. That'll probably do it for me anyway. To sort of turn it into more of a porter, or just keep the same recipe and just call an ale. Maybe bump up the vanilla again just to let that kind of showcase. But otherwise, it's a good beer. Yeah, could just do with a bit of recipe tweaking, I guess, or a bit of a name change. So not bad. Cheers for that. And yeah, we'll see if we can review another one today. Cool.